podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Katrina.
And boy. That's it. Just boy.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
How has your week been, Rachel?
It has not been terrible. I mean, I've come home to puppies every day.
That's always fun.
Isn't it?
And I've enjoyed seeing your Snapchats of just videos of the puppies, like, all the time. And I'm like,
they're sleeping, eating, or playing. That's all they do.
What a simple life.
Usually in that order, too. They'll sleep, and then they'll eat, and then they'll play for a bit. And then we'll go outside and potty, which is so much fun to do when you have snowstorm after snowstorm.
Oh, yeah, so fun.
But, you know, they're actually getting pretty good at it. They're getting good at... So, like, here's the problem. And this is the same problem I've noticed with humans potty training. It is really easy to go number one outside. It's really easy to potty train number one. Mm-hmm. It's the number two that just... It doesn't click until much later.
Yeah.
Because they can hold their number ones until we take them out. And then they immediately go number one. And then I'll do that for the other one.
Yeah.
Which is the stanky one.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, puppies. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. I've been working a lot on scholarships and everything and trying to make decisions, which has not been my favorite thing ever, but it's necessary, so.
You have no idea. I literally, my brain feels like it's about to explode and I'm not even making any decisions. Like, I need to make decisions and I'm not because it's stressing me out too much, so I'm just not doing anything and then stressing that I'm not doing anything, but then the stress is causing me to not do anything because I'm stressed about how much I have to do, so then I just...
Yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, that's lovely, life.
That's what my process has been for the past few months, and I was like, you know what? Because the thing is I remembered that scholarship applications were due kind of like February, March, and I'm lucky that I checked the website yesterday, because it said that it was due February 1st, not that it opened February 1st, and so if I had waited... It would have been a problem. But since I checked it, now I have the possibility of getting some money, so that's always a plus.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is fun. Weeks. What's your favorite song this week?
My favorite song this week is Agoraphobic by Corpse, and he's had this song out for a while. It was only on YouTube, but then he just now, put it up on Spotify, and I liked it on YouTube, but, like, when music is, like, specifically only on YouTube, it's kind of hard to, like, listen to it all the time, because you have ads and everything, which, I guess if you have YouTube Premium, but I don't. But I was very glad that he put it on Spotify, so I've been listening to it a lot since he put it out, I think, a couple days ago.
Nice.
What is your favorite song this week?
My favorite song this week is Speechless by Naomi Scott. It's from the new Aladdin movie, or semi-new, the more recent one.
Yeah.
Because I was taking a shower after giving the dogs their baths, and for whatever reason, this was the only song running through my head, the entire shower. And it was not a short shower because I had to shave. So, you know, that was fun.
Fun times.
Yeah. Also, I just looked at my nails and realized, like, half of them are chipped. And I know that's like a, my nails kind of thing to say. But it's like they're catching on everything, you know? How sometimes if there's a loose thread, your nail catches it. That feeling is nails on a chalkboard to me. It makes me literally want to vomit. And that's not, like, me being a Gen Z misusing literally. I legitimately, with all of my heart, want to vomit.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. So, after this episode...
That's what
Rachel's
you will be
gonna
doing.
go fix her nails. Well, and I'm going rock climbing tomorrow, and you can't rock climb with long nails. I mean, I'm sure you could. It's not simple. Well,
go rock climbing in acrylics, Rachel. I believe in you.
Okay, so I legitimately don't think that's possible. Like, the more I think about it, the less possible it is, because you have to be able to grab it, and it's only so far off the wall, so your hand wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week is Bed Wars, which is basically a mini game on a lot of Minecraft servers that I've been playing on, and it's what I did my most recent Twitch stream on. By the way, I stream on Twitch. It's McKinsey is the username. Anyways. I've been playing a lot of it, and I've only been playing it for, like, probably a little bit over a month. But...
Words are hard.
Yeah, words are hard. But I've been getting better at it, and I'm very glad that I have, because it was very embarrassing when I was trying to play with my friends, and I was falling, like, every 2 seconds. Anyways.
To me, it sounds like a show on, like, the Game Network, or the... whatever, like, the GNC or whatever, that's the gaming channel.
Yeah.
Where they have a bunch of, like, Price is Right, that kind of game. That's what it sounds like. Cake Wars, Bed Wars, Lego Master,
yeah.
Like, it seems like that type of game.
It's not, but I can understand, because I didn't know what it was, like, until a month and a half ago. So, and that's what I thought it was too, and it is very much not that.
Well then.
Anyway.
Hey, I go see the allergist on Wednesday.
Nice.
I'm not looking forward to it. This is the appointment that I told my boss. I was like, it's only gonna take like an hour, so I can come back in the afternoon. And she was like, Rachel, you're probably gonna be covered in hives. Go home.
Do not come into work.
And I was like, are you sure? Like, I could make it if we're gonna be short-staffed. And she was like, no, go, no. I was like, okay. And she's like, just allow yourself to relax. And then we both laughed, because she knows that I do not relax. Like, ever. I think relaxing is a myth.
It can be, I guess. Depends on how you work, because relaxing can be, like, a big part of how people work, but also people that feel the need to work all the time, then relaxing doesn't seem like a thing.
No, like, I physically do not know how to relax.
That's
like,
fair.
It is something I've worked on in therapy for, like, 5 years now, and I still don't get it. It stresses me out.
Mm-hmm.
Relaxing is not relaxing, because then my brain doesn't ever stop. So when I do something like rock climbing, my brain works different. Like, it can... my brain doesn't have to stop, but it doesn't have to focus on things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm just, like, relaxing, my brain keeps going, and then it defeats the purpose, because the whole point of relaxing is your brain stops, and my brain literally never stops.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. 10 out of 10 would not recommend to a friend. What should we talk about next?
We could talk about trending.
What's trending? Besides the stock market.
Do you know what's going on with that, by the way?
Okay,
I didn't put it on here because I didn't know what was going on, but if you want to talk about it, we can.
I'm gonna read the description that I found that made it make sense. And it doesn't super make sense still, but it's like an AP level explanation.
Yeah.
If, you know, like, you could probably work it out, but I still don't really get it. Let me find it. Here we go. Okay. So this is a tweet that I found that... trying to click the tweet, and it was clicking the picture, and then it was on Discord, so it was blowing it up, and then I accidentally hit the Skype button. Okay, I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what's happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain this somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock's price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price, returning the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. Example. Let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and I sell it immediately at $10. I now have $10, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to buy it back, my short position and buy one share at $7 and return the one borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold it and only had to pay $3 to buy it back lower, so my profit is the $3 difference. But now let's say instead of the XYZ price going down to $7, it goes up to $15. I still need to return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it is going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at $15 so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at $10 and rebuying at $15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the prices rise, the bigger my losses. And here's GameStop. A few weeks ago, a Redditor on r/Wall Street Bets noticed a hedge fund had been taking massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop stock as possible. This made the price rise, and their hedge fund short position started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the $13.1 billion that the hedge fund was worth. Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop stock back at much, much higher prices, sending the price even higher still. This is called a short squeeze. Now the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy, and the Reddit thread is combing through other hedge funds with massive short exposure so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. All of Wall Street is saying the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal, but really they just lost at their own game to the masses. And that is from Jimmy Kelly, which is @_Jimmy Kelly on Twitter.
I understood a little bit of that, but
I think I get it. Basically, we're sticking it to the rich people. And the rich people are like, well, Robin Hood, you know how the name Robin Hood implies stealing from the rich to give to the poor?
Mm-hmm.
The company that owns Robin Hood actually made that as a joke. Like, they made that their name as a joke because they don't really believe that. So, the whole thing with Robin Hood right now is they aren't allowing people to buy stocks in AMC and GameStop because they want to keep the money with the rich, and other people buying stocks further drives up that short squeeze, I think is how it works.
Gotcha.
And so all the rich people are like, you can't do that, only we can trick the market. And
yeah. I was just thinking about it because this time last year, I was taking my econ class, and I just think about if I had waited until this semester to take that class and this was happening, what my teacher would have, thought about it.
Email your teacher.
I could, yeah, because it was interesting because I also had government, as everything with the election was happening, so that was really interesting, but, I like it when you can, apply what's happening in the world to, what's happening, or what you're learning about in your classes to the real world. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think the people have every right to be doing this because it's a game. And it's a game. It's a game that deals with people's livelihoods, so maybe it shouldn't be a game in the first place, but I think everybody has already decided that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a game that only benefits, the deck is stacked to only benefit rich people. So then, the not rich people, middle class, lower class people, decided, hey, we found this loophole, we're gonna take it, and now the rich people are like, well, but they didn't do anything illegal. So...
yeah, they were just doing the same, they saw their opportunity and took it.
Pretty much. People were mad that GameStop was, betted on, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, well, we're gonna screw them over, because we love our GameStop.
Anyways, back to what's trending on YouTube.
What's trending on YouTube? Speaking of money.
So, the first thing I saw trending on YouTube was I let my viewers buy things with my money, which was a video by Fundy Live, and this kind of gave me the same vibes as the Michael Reeves video. That was the bot decided what he was going to use to decorate his room, which that was almost a year and a half ago, by the way.
That's crazy, because I very distinctly remember watching that and talking about it, because it was interesting, to say the least.
It was very interesting. But I was just... Wait. It was interesting to me because I could see the similarities, but because he did it live on Twitch, it wasn't necessarily, oh, whatever gets the most interactions. Basically, what he would do is he would, like, he had a bot that chose someone random from his chat, and they would, send him a link, and he would, like, double check and see that it was, like, with the terms of service for Twitch, and then he would put it on the screen, and he had 3 things that he could veto, like, if he really, really didn't want to spend his money on it, but then, like...
Was there a price limit?
Basically, he did this until he had spent $1,000, basically.
Okay.
And so he would pick random people, and then they would give him the link, and then he would open the link, and if he didn't veto it, then he put up a poll on his chat, and if it was more than 70% yes, or if it was 70% or above yes, then he would buy it.
Interesting.
And yeah, I just thought it was funny because it reminded me of something that we had talked about previously. And to me, like, that, you know how time works in, like, a really weird way? How sometimes things feel
We literally had a conversation about this already today.
Yeah, but, like...
I have no perception of time.
Yeah, how things feel, like, farther away than they were, but also it feels like it just happened.
Also, the incident, it's still March of 2020. You can't convince me otherwise.
Except it's almost been a year.
Shh. No, it hasn't. It is March of 2020.
Alright.
Anyway.
That was the first video I saw trending on YouTube that I thought we could talk about. The second one was a Danny Gonzalez video that was titled I'm Building a Better Boy, which was basically him watching How to Build a Better Boy, which is a Disney Channel original movie.
I was gonna say, isn't that a movie?
Yeah, it is a movie. He was basically reacting to it. He does this thing where, since he's older than, like, the target audience for when these movies came out, because he's mid-20s, I think, or early 20s or something, but his generation of Disney was very much, like, before everything, but he reacted to, Radio Rebel when that was a huge thing. He reacted to Lemonade Mouth, and then he reacted to How to Build a Better Boy. And How to Build a Better Boy, I think, was a little bit past my time, because I don't remember it being, like, a huge thing. I remember China and McClane was in it, but it was interesting to me because I hadn't necessarily seen this movie, but seeing, like, someone's perceptions on a movie that I hadn't seen kind of made me laugh a little bit.
So, my mom just texted me and asked if I wanted Steak and Shake, to which my response was absolutely, because our Steak and Shake opened 2 or 3 weeks ago, to the point that they had to come, like, the police had to come close part of the interstate because cars were backing up and the line was going onto the interstate.
That happened with my state and what's the In-N-Out burger we got.
I love In-N-Out.
And, like, they have literally had to, like, close out entire sections on the highway because we only had one store open, I think. And now we're getting more because we don't want the traffic to, like, exist for forever. But
so,
yeah.
I remember the first time I had In-N-Out. It was either right before or right after Harper was born, and I had not left the hospital in, like, several hours, because, you know, my whole sister almost dying thing.
Yeah.
And her in-laws were like, come on, Rachel, because we've always been close to them. They were our next-door neighbors for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, like, family. Well, I guess now they are family. I don't know, it gets complicated, because it's her in-laws, not mine, but they're basically, like, we're relatives. And they were like, come on, let's go, and they got me an In-N-Out shirt with the Phoenix on it.
Nice.
And I can say Phoenix, because my sister no longer lives there. Like, she still lives in Arizona, just not Phoenix.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are our listeners questioning?
Our first listener question is from @Kane_I, and they ask, favorite thing on Disney Plus favorite thing on Disney Plus and most watched thing on Disney Plus, if they're not the same.
Oh. Now I gotta pull up Disney Plus, because I haven't been watching Disney Plus lately. I don't know. To watch Disney Plus, for me, like, I have to be like, oh, I want to watch Aladdin. Like, I have to, if that makes sense. It's not like Netflix where I'll endlessly scroll.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Simpsons, because I watched that with my dad growing up.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing on Disney Plus, probably, I'm gonna sound like a 2-year-old, but, you know, I deal with them all day. Frozen 2. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
It is. I had this thing, because I also haven't been watching that much Disney Plus as of recently, because school and stress and everything. But I had this thing kind of like over the summer, closer to the beginning of the school year, where I would just like pick a movie and I would just watch it like once a night. And so I think that was the most active I was on Disney Plus, like through the entire incident. So I don't have something specifically I think that I've watched the most. I think the genre I've probably watched the most of is like Disney princess movies, because nostalgia. But I also really like Meet the Robinsons. I feel like it's kind of I feel like it's one of those movies that you kind of forget is a Disney movie, like Bolt.
Oh yeah, Bolt exists.
Yeah, it's kind of like part of the hidden renaissance, because it was like kind of around the same time that like some of the hit movies came out, but like it's not as recognized because like it's not a princess movie, or it's not like a big blockbuster. But I really like Meet the Robinsons. It's really cute and it makes me cry every single time.
Nice. Well, kind of.
Yeah, it's a good cry.
Okay. Yeah, I like me some Disney. But not, I don't know. I'm I don't know where my words are. I started that sentence and now it's just not going anywhere.
Now it's just one word over and over again.
Yeah. My brain doesn't work.
I felt
wait, I gotta yawn. Okay. Our next listener question. Oh my gosh, I love so much when I see a dog walking themselves.
Aww.
Like, the human is right next to the dog, but the dog has the leash in its mouth.
Cute.
Our next listener question is from @Melmic222.
Hi, Mom.
What's up? And she says, Robin Hood is in the news, but who is a modern Robin Hood you admire, real or fictional? Mr. Beast?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, but I wasn't.
He's the first one that pops to my head, but I know there are others. Bill Gates? Meh. He's still a rich dude, but he gives away a lot.
Yeah, I could just rant about Mr. Beast because, like, it's so surreal to me, because especially after he posted that video that was, like, of him 5 or 10 years ago, and he's like, I'm posting this to my channel 5 or 10 years in the future, and he was like, I really hope I make it on YouTube, I really want to make people's days better, and I was like, so true, Mr. Beast, because, like, seeing how far he's grown, and, like, how much he gives to other people is very, very cool.
Yeah, he definitely gives, like, I don't know, he does a lot of good with his platform.
Yeah.
A lot of good. Yeah. What's our next question?
Our next question is also from my mom @Melmic222, and
What's up?
This
Gotta say it again.
Hi, Mom. This question is, what is loyalty? Who is a person or group you can see yourself being loyal to?
So, I have thoughts on this. Because loyalty to your friends is okay, but then you get to extreme loyalty to politicians, and then you try and stage a coup at the Capitol building. So, I don't know how to answer this one, because right now, I think this country has a little bit too, or some people in this country have a little bit too much of a sense of a loyalty to a person or ideal that is terrible. Because, you shouldn't try and overthrow the government.
Yeah.
Like, yep. And that is immediately what I thought of. So that's my answer. That's the...
Yeah. I didn't necessarily jump necessarily... Why did I say necessarily so many times? I didn't necessarily jump to that same thing in my mind. I was just thinking of the more, like, Hufflepuff answer.
Well, you can give your Hufflepuff answer. As long as you're not threatening to overthrow the government, I won't judge you too much.
But, yeah, basically, loyalty is just, it has to deal with a lot of trust and, like, but making sure that you're not necessarily obsessively always, like, trusting that person, because people make mistakes. We're human, so you can't, like, blindly trust someone, but loyalty is, like, trusting someone, but also to a fault, so that, not to a fault, but, like, up to a certain point that you can, like, tell them when they're doing something wrong.
Fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't overthrow the government, though.
Yeah. And a person or group I can see myself being loyal to. I feel like I am a very loyal person, so as long as...
You are literally a Hufflepuff.
As long as the person or group of people aren't hurting other people and they're not hurting me, like, in any way, shape, or form, or hurting...
Overthrowing
anything.
the government.
Yeah, then as long as what they're doing isn't hurting anyone, then I don't really have a problem with anyone, really, so.
Alright. Katrina.
Yes,
my mouth stopped working. Can it be time for our favorite segment on this podcast? Let's take a BuzzFeed quiz.
Yes, it can.
I tried really hard to get all the way through that, and then my mouth started, like, it stopped working entirely.
It's okay. Also,
I don't know how else to describe it.
I will say the name of the BuzzFeed quiz, and then I will tell the story of why my dad just walked into my room. So, our BuzzFeed quiz this week is your taste in sweet treats will reveal your inner Marvel hero. And it was really funny because as Rachel was answering that last question, my dad came in, because earlier my mom had texted me, and I texted her before, and I was like, hey, do you have any questions for the podcast? And then she gave me the 2, and then she texted and said, quick, what Girl Scout cookies do you want? And I texted her and I was like, is that a question for the podcast or is that just for me? And she was like, both. But then she realized that we had already talked about Girl Scout cookies last week, and so I didn't realize I was getting my own boxes, but apparently they got me a box of all the ones that I wanted. So
nice.
thriving.
You put the boxes down. I know exactly what those boxes look like. My living room used to be covered in those boxes. Delivering Girl Scout cookies was awful. Anyway, our first question is demand. There's a period at the end. Pick a cupcake: vanilla, red velvet, chocolate, or lemon zest. Lemon zest.
I'll do chocolate. Next demand is choose a scoop of ice cream: vanilla, cookies and cream, chocolate, or matcha.
Cookies and cream.
I'll do vanilla.
Next, pick a cookie: chocolate chip, ginger snap, oatmeal, or peanut butter. Ooh.
I love cookies so much.
Oatmeal or chocolate chip, though? Also, this is not chocolate chip, this is chocolate chunk, and I hate chocolate chunk, so just for that I'm putting oatmeal.
It's between chocolate chip and peanut butter for me.
You know what you gotta do to decide.
I could actually make a decision. I'll do chocolate chip.
That's no fun.
Next question is, which pie would you like a slice of? Blueberry, apple, cherry, or lemon meringue?
Lemon meringue.
Apple.
Too boring. Next, choose a
Rachel's calling me boring.
Choose a patriarchy. Choose a pastry. Eclair,
let's not choose
cinnamon.
patriarchy.
Smash it! Eclair, cinnamon roll, croissant, or donut. I don't know that I would consider donut a pastry, but of these, I'm gonna pick cinnamon roll. Specifically, IKEA cinnamon rolls.
Alright. I don't think I've ever been in IKEA. Have we talked about that before?
If we have, I was very disappointed in you. I don't know. I have this weird relationship. Oh, yawn. I have a weird relationship with IKEA because my family is, like, pretty Swedish. Like, I want to say my grandma's 75% Swedish.
Yeah.
So we got some, Swedish heritage, and, my grandma insists that means we must decorate our entire lives in IKEA. And on the one hand, no. But on the other hand,
yes.
I really like IKEA. I like IKEA in short spurts. I don't like it in times, because I have been in times, because we had to get stuff for my college dorm, and then I didn't go to college. So I just have I just have these boxes of IKEA furniture that I can't do anything with. They're sitting in the guest room, just staring at me.
Oh boy.
It's lovely. But in times you can't really just chill on the couches when you need a break, or go stop at the cafeteria when you need food, because there's a cafeteria about halfway through.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the incident times, you can't really do that because the incident, and so it's not as fun. You kind of have to go straight through, and I don't like that.
Yeah. I would talk about it more, but I have never been, I don't think. Every time I bring it up to my family, they're like, oh, we've been. I'm like, I know you guys have been, but I never went.
Nice for you!
Good for you. And, like, I feel like I'd get really stressed out going to an IKEA, especially by myself, because, like, shopping in general, like, even just going to the Target, like, right next to me.
No. IKEA feels like you are walking through a rich person's house.
That makes me even more nervous, Rachel.
No, it's, like, super chill, though. There are just, like, rooms set up everywhere. In non-incident times, you get to chill on the couches. I mean, you still can, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. It's just, it is, you know how nice you feel when your room is organized?
Yeah.
That's how you feel walking through all of IKEA.
See, like, my thing is, like, shopping in person, especially in the incident times, is just very, very stressful for me, because I feel the need to, like, grab everything I need and get out, and whenever I'm in the same aisle as someone,
that's not the environment. IKEA doesn't even have aisles. You have floors with arrows that point in the general direction you need to go. The whole point of IKEA, it's like a museum.
I get lost very easily, Rachel.
No. They literally have arrows that point the direction you're supposed to go that are on the floor.
Oh.
They're projected from the ceiling to the floor. I don't know why you wouldn't just put stickers. Maybe it's easier to clean. But there are literally arrows everywhere.
Oh.
It is kind of genius. You go through the bedroom floor, and then you go to the kitchens, and then you go to, like, the bathroom and kids area. They have a fun kids section. I've bought many a stuffed animal from there.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, what is our next question?
Is it my turn? Or is
yes.
Okay. Our next question is, what's your favorite holiday treat? Gingerbread, hot chocolate, Christmas pudding, or candy canes?
That is literally a loaf of bread. That is not...
Pudding means dessert in...
They're wrong! I picked hot chocolate, and then I got my result, so that was that gasp.
I'll do hot chocolate, too.
Who'd you get?
I got Captain America.
I got Spider-Man.
Yay!
I got Spitter-Boy.
So true.
You're incredibly adventurous. Nothing stops you from going after what you want, whether it's to save the world or to try a new flavor of ice cream. Love it.
Mine says, you're a true American classic. Like your taste in treats, you prefer to keep things simple. However, your dependability makes you everyone's favorite friend to have around.
Spitter boy! I'm so excited. Oh man, I love being Spitter boy. Is there anything else we need to talk about this week?
I don't think so.
That's the wrong answer. You know what you should do, Katrina?
Me as a listener, what should I do?
You as a listener, I cannot talk today. You as a listener should go to patreon.com/perspective_z and join our Patreon. Join our Discord. There are going to be some changes coming to Discord, but we don't know when, because we haven't decided yet. But, like, eventually, we'll change things up.
At some point.
And you'll get plenty of notice about the changes, what the changes are, and what they mean for you. But for now, you should go to patreon.com/perspective_z, hit that $3 tier, and join our Discord.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun over there. We love to talk to the people that listen to our content, so if you want to come check us out, that would be very much appreciated.
We got answers to our grammar questions from last week. That was great.
Yeah.
Let's all thank Parental of Katrina, too.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, this has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Katrina.
That's been Rachel.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles!